Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and I need to cover a few basics first. So, if you've been a long-time subscriber to the channel, thank you. I deeply appreciate it. With Happy Dad, the channel has covered plenty of things from going on toy hunts to how to customize action figures, as well as some endeavors with comic books. While talking on the subject of comic books, I started a company called wer're Comic Services. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, then you've seen some of the endeavors that we've gone through. You've seen us find storage lockers, you've seen the CGC mail calls, and we've also had a lot of disappointments with those mail calls. As a result from that, I decided that I was going to learn how to press comic books myself, created wer're Comic Services. In deciding to do that, I'm going through the process of becoming a verified witness for CGC. That way, whenever we have these local Comic Cons that are bringing out anywhere in the South within driving distance, I'm going to make it a point to have a booth, and that way we can have a witness for some signing. That way you guys can get that yellow label for your CGC books and not have to worry about the nasty green label. Now that I've covered all the basics and we've established what wer're is, I'm going to move forward with a new installment of videos that I'm calling Tales from the Flip. So what Tales from the Flip is going to consist of, it's going to be reflecting back on purchases that I've made. We're going to see what these books were, what they were bought for, and what they're going to be going for currently. And to start things off, I figured what would be no better book than the first big book that I bought this year. In fact, it was bought in January of this year. So here we have Wonder Woman number 6. It came out in fall of 1943. This one is a 0.5 brittle pages, which for as old as it is, that's completely understandable. What makes this book significant is this is the first appearance of the Cheetah, Priscilla Rich. This book is old. This is a huge golden age key issue. This book got picked up in January of this year, right when Wonder Woman 84 hype was at a peak. You could find several copies of this available. That's when people chose to unload some from their collection, and it was a great time to buy. Normally this book is not available. In fact, when I first created my want list with mycomicshop.com, this is one of the first books that I originally put on my want list. I've been looking for this book for probably close to 5 years, and it was always out of reach, and prices keep going up, and this again is not an easy book to come by. Pulling up the CGC census, there's only 84 copies of this book that have been graded by CGC. That's insane. But it's also another reason why I love Golden Age. If you're unfamiliar with the history of Golden Age or their significance, I have another great video that breaks down the explanation of why Golden Age books are expensive and rare and the history behind them. Check it out. It's got some great books in there as well. When it comes to the comic books, there's a lot of terms get thrown around when it comes to certain key issues, like the word grail. It's not a grail. This is a whale. And the term for a book to be called a whale, it's of course in reference to Moby Dick, where you have to go hunt that white whale. I hunted for this book for forever. So whenever everybody was unloading their copies and you actually had options between buying, with this one, at that point in time, I want to say there was maybe a 1.5, but it was $2,000 more than this copy. Now, keep in mind, shown here, I already paid $1,100 for this, which for a 0.5, it is what it is. When it comes to Golden Age books, it really does come down to supply and demand. Whatever becomes available, if you want that book, you have to go with what's available. Otherwise, there's not. As of this video, there is only one copy available online, and it is this one right here for over $7,000 for a 5.0. So $7,000 for a 5.0, a little over $1,000 for a 0.5. You know your budget? For mine, this is perfect. So, where are we today? Now that was in January of this year. So here we are in August, and where are we at with this book? Well, going through the sold history, I could only find one copy that has been sold, and that was raw coverless. It was it went for a best offer, I didn't look up to see what the offer was that was accepted, but I would guesstimate that it probably was between $875 and $900. So even though that book was complete, it was still coverless, and with a book like this, you definitely want to have that cover. So there's not enough data for me to compile and say, okay, well, this is what this book is worth now, 8 months later, after the Wonder Woman movie has already came and gone. However, with the inflation of prices continually always going up, I'm pretty confident that I could put this at $1,600 on eBay. It would sit there for about 3 weeks, but then it would eventually go for the asking price. Could I flip this and make money on it? Yeah, absolutely. This book is not for sale because I'm only 3 books away from having the entire Legion of Doom in their Golden Age appearances, and that is my goal. Looking at the CGC census of this book, there's only 84 copies on the census, with only 4 of them being in the grade of a 0.5. Now there's some that has restoration throughout that book, but if you look at the census of this compared to a more modern book, look at Miles Morales that has books that are in the thousands that have been graded, the ratio is just ridiculous. Now, with the character of Cheetah, if you're like me and you love to have villains in your collection, it's not necessary to go after this Golden Age book because there are other options that are just as good. Bringing up the topic of Wonder Woman 84, the Cheetah that was in that movie was based on the 3rd appearance of the Cheetah. Here is her appearance. Since that movie bombed, this book is kind of at an all-time low. Now, when it comes to the character of the Cheetah, if you don't have that character and you just have to have it in your collection, you can pick up Wonder Woman number 9. Now, I am perfectly happy with my Golden Age book. If I didn't have it and I needed a placeholder for Cheetah, though, I would definitely go after the Wonder Woman number 9. I think that the artwork by George Perez is brilliant. I love that cover. You have a very modern Cheetah on the front cover with her lurking in the background of the city. It's a beautiful cover. And there you have it, guys. This was the first episode of Tales from the Flip, where we cover the character of the Cheetah. Now it's the time to buy when it comes to that book, and it is not the time to sell. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in getting any of your books cleaned or pressed, hit me up at Valor Comic Services on Facebook or Instagram. You can see plenty of before and after pictures as well as some work in progress. And as soon as we get books back from CGC, they get posted that day. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. I hope you've enjoyed it. Till next time, guys, stay safe and be great.